I was always frightened of classical music, and I never wanted to listen to it because it was Beethoven and Tchaikovsky and sort of big words like that, and Schoenberg. You know, I always thought... I mean, sort of like a taxi driver the other day had some sheet music of a Mozart thing. And I said, what's that, you know? And he said, oh, that's the high-class stuff. You won't like that. He said, no, you won't like that. And I said, well, what is it, you know? He said, oh, no, you won't like it. You know, it's high-class, that. It's very high-class, highbrow. And that kind of way, I always used to think of it. I used to think, well, you know, that's very clever, all that stuff. And it isn't, you know, it's just exactly what's going on in pop at the moment. Pop music is the classical music of now. People just take our music and, you know, in a line, and we just sort of say, yeah, she was just 17. And they read everything into that, you know. So she was a 17-year-old nymphomaniac working on the streets of Broadway. But, you know, what we meant is she's just 17. But it might mean all the other as well. I don't know, you know. I've no idea if there's any Aeolian cadences and, you know, miasmic climaxes and all of that. I mean, we're the last people to know about our songs, because the pop world's never heard the pop world as such. Because we can't, you know, it's like if you look at a snapshot of yourself, you're looking at what tie you were wearing, or whether you were looking nice in the snapshot, you know, but anyone else would just take the snapshot and say, oh, that's good, that's a snapshot of Tony, you know, it's nice. We really just always think of ourselves as just happy little songwriters, just little rockers, you know, just playing in a rock group. But it gets more important than that after you've been over to America and you've sort of got knighted. No. Oh well, it's just wonderful here. Well, I don't know. The thing is, you know, do you expect us just to go on forever? Touring, and when it was at a sort of peak of hysteria, instead of just thinking, oh, that's nice, I mean, we could have just thought, aha, click, you know, let's use this and for evil, you know. But there's no desire in any of our heads to sort of take over the world, you know. That was Hitler, that's what he wanted to do. There is, however, a desire to get power in order to use it for good. If you've got power, you've got to use it for the good.
Started off by saying I was already engaged. Now the papers tell me I'm married, and they tell me I'm divorced now. So, you know, I don't. Maybe I am married. Oh, sorry. Maybe I am married. I don't know. The papers tell me I am.
Gentlemen, it's good to see you again.
Nice to see you, Larry. Nice to see you, Larry.
Lovely. What is Apple, John?
It's a company we're setting up which involves records, films, electronics, which make records and films work, and what's it called, manufacturing?
Yeah, it does a few things.
You know, the byproducts that end up with Larry Page T-shirts and that.
It's just trying to mix business with enjoyment.
Pleasure.
We're in business, you know. We find ourselves in business.
Are you the directors? Are you the directors of this?
Yeah. But like all the profits won't go into our pockets. They'll go to help people, but not like a charity.
What do you plan?
Somebody wants to make a film and they go to a company and they get shown into the waste paper bin. And nothing ever happens, so they go around, they make an underground one, and it goes round and round underground, and a lot of people never see it.
Nice.
So if they come to us, They won't stand a chance. But we hope to make a thing that's free, where people can just come and do and record and not have to ask, could we have another microphone in the studio, because we haven't had a hit yet.
I see. How expansive, how large will this be here?
Oh, well, like that.
How large will it be in America?
We don't know yet. You know, it'll be big, I think.
We're just blowing up the balloon.
There's lots of things, you know. We just got a friend of ours who's in electronics.
Oh, yeah?
I'll tell you about this chap, who's called Alex. And he's great. He's a Greek fella. And he's
Even though
invented,
he's Greek,
he's invented incredible things, you see. So that'll be big.
Well, are the days of the Beatles on stage over?
Well, they've been over for the last 2 years because we've been on land. But you never know, do you? With all these incredible electronics, we might come flying over New York playing one day.
Did you enjoy the trip over to India?
Yes, lovely.
The journey was terrible. But the trip was all right.
Yeah.
There was a report that now we get very bad reports.
Smashed him.
That you didn't like it, or you didn't have the patience, and you decided to go home.
We were there 4 months, or George and I were.
No,
we lost 13 pounds and we looked a day older.
Did you think this man's on the level?
I don't know what level he's on, but
he's on the
we
level.
had a nice holiday in India and came back rested to play businessman.
What do you see in the years ahead for yourselves?
You know, an expanding vista.
Apple, you know, time set it up and then see where it goes. It's like a top, and we set it going and hope for the best.
Paul, about a year and a half ago, there were quotes on the wire about your discussion of LSD and some other things, narcotics.
Yes, Larry.
It seemed to me, from what I read, that you had endorsed it and condemned it.
We were manufacturing it.
What's the story?
No,
The business went bump.
Somebody asked me. Some newspaper man came up and he said, have you had LSD? So I thought, well, I'll either be cagey here or I'll be honest. So I said yes.
And it was his responsibility for reporting it. So they had him on TV saying, why did you say this? Why did you say this?
Almost like that situation.
Yeah, but they kept asking him, did you take it? So he says, yeah. But on TV he says, well, you don't print this bit of film, man. I mean, I don't want to tell anybody about it.
Almost like
private.
the situation with
Right.
the Christ statement.
Yeah, right. But see, they just asked me a question. I gave them an answer. And then it was blown up. I mean, you know, I just spoke the truth.